muckers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all having the best day ever. Thank you so much for clicking on my YouTube channel and on my video today. Do we like the sweater? Do we like it? Can we get a little commotion for the sweater? Because I'm absolutely loving it. I'm very interested for today's video, by the way, because it's a really weird one on Ethan Klein's behalf. Before we get into it, please make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. I know it's like 70% of the people that watch my video within the past 3 months are not subscribed, so please consider sparing me your subscription. Also, please go subscribe to my second channel, link down below, doing Vlogmas every day over there. And we also have a Facebook Muckers group, which is for our community where we talk about the drama before it hits the internet over on Facebook. Go request to join, I will accept you on with the video. Whew! Okay, let me gather myself because this one is really, it's just weird. It's weird. Okay, so I have everything here, but there's a YouTuber on this platform called Bowblax. Now, Bowblax is a commentary drama channel, and he's actually someone that I've met before. I met Bowblax at VidCon, and he was really nice to me, and he was a really pleasant person every time I met him. I think I met him like twice or 3 times, maybe twice, and he was lovely to be around, lovely conversation, and he's someone I have, you know, talked to maybe a couple times on Twitter. Like, he always, to me, he's been very nice to me, and I appreciate that. He is another channel on this platform that, you know, talks about similar stuff that we talk about, so that's something that Ethan Klein and Keemstar love, and that is directly what has happened here. So, for the context, and we're just going to get right into it. We're not even going to do context. We're just going to get into everything because I think everything is pretty self-explanatory once we get into it, and it is messy. But basically, Bowblax was releasing these little plushie dolls. Now, it didn't have this Monopoly thing, but it was basically these little plushie dolls through this website, which basically, you have to reach a threshold of sales before they actually make the doll. Now, the reason for this is because it takes a lot of money to make these little plushies. You know, they're like little, you know, plushies. And, you know, the manufacturing costs, they want to make sure enough people have bought it to kind of make it worth their while to put this into motion. So, Bowblax was struggling to reach the goal of this, and it's like a certain amount sold and a certain amount of money or whatever. Now, Bowblax was struggling to get this amount sold. I think it might have been 200. He had sold 50 or something like that. Now, this wasn't entirely his fault. His channel had strikes. He wasn't able to make videos promoting the plushie, so the only people that were really getting known of the plushie were his Twitter audience, so it was a really unfortunate time because getting a company like this to make one of these dolls, they're putting a lot of trust in you, and if they don't, you know, meet the threshold, then it's a disappointment because you've been working with them for 6 months, making the doll, perfecting it to how you want it, and then it doesn't even get made. So it was looking like Bowblax was, you know, this was going to be a failed project because there was only 50 sold and all those people were just going to be refunded. Basically, to reach the threshold means that everyone then gets their orders. And if you don't reach the threshold, sorry, my bad, basically everyone gets refunded and it's not that good. So Bowblax put up a tweet that said, "Thanksgiving giveaway. I'll be giving away $500 to a random person who buys my plush and retweets this tweet within the next 5 days." And then detailed the plushie doll. Winner will be chosen and receive their money in 1 week. Winner will get the $500 regardless if we hit the 200 plush goal. To enter the giveaway, you must DM me with proof of your purchase. Happy Thanksgiving. So basically, this was his way of, without being able to promote it in a YouTube video, trying to get some sort of attention for the plushie, which anyone would do. He goes on to tweet, "I already know that I probably won't hit the 200 green light goal for my plush, and everyone who bought one will be refunded. Doing the giveaway, though, will, you know, be more of a way to kind of push it and make our goal more achievable if, you know, people have an insight of like they're gonna win a giveaway." So then a couple days later we have this. So the Quartering had posted a really just another bad joke that Ethan Klein had made about BOM being somewhere, which is a frequent thing that Ethan Klein does say, if you're aware. We have covered many of those little comments from him. But basically, Bowblax was defending Ethan Klein and had retweeted the video in question where Ethan was saying we should shut down the Catholic Church and BOMB Vatican City. And Bowblax has quoted this, defending Ethan Klein, and said, "Nobody is going to BOMB," I'm just going to say nobody's going to be. "Nobody's going to be the Vatican City on behalf of Ethan Klein from H3. Stop being such a snowflake. Let him joke about being the Pope." See, that doesn't work in a sentence now. Let him... let him joke about Bombing the Pope. Was basically Bowblax's way of saying, like, it was a joke, get over it. So then we have Ethan Klein basically immediately ran into all of these people tweeting, basically saying, Bowblax is defending you, and, you know, Ethan was really annoyed that people were taking his joke out of context again, that he was saying he wants to be some B-O-M-B somewhere. So basically we have this clip of Ethan on the H3 podcast, and I'm gonna let it kind of speak for itself because you'll know where I'm going with after this, but basically, Ethan is so overjoyed that Bowblax was defending him that Ethan said that he was going to buy out every single doll so that the plush limit, the threshold, would be achieved and Bowblax would get, you know, the plushie to go on and people, the 50 people who actually put in their order would actually get it. So here we have this video from the H3.
Beau, my boy, tweeted out, nobody is going to B-word the V-City on behalf of...
Not my AirPod.
Let that happen. So Ethan saw these 2 tweets and talked about them on his podcast.
Beau, my boy, tweeted out, nobody is going to B-word the V-City on behalf of Ethan Klein. Stop being such snowflakes. Let him joke about B-wording the Pope. I wanted to express my gratitude to Beau, not just for the great sound drops, but for his unyielding support. And so we realized that he's selling a plushie doll, a neckbeard plushie doll.
So there we see it.
Which is pretty brave
to
actually put this out there, don't you think?
It's cute. All of the little plushies are cute. Spellsesh have
there's
one.
nothing more than I want to cuddle up with a little Bowblax doll
Audio is slightly
at night to comfort me, neckbeard and everything. And he's sold only 56 of them, and he needs 200 more. He's tweeted out he doesn't think he's going to hit the goal. This is so sad. Well, I'm proud and excited to announce today, in honor of our boy Bowblax, who's the stalwart, most loyal fan, a defender, we are committing to buying right now. Sam is processing the order, 144 Bowblax plushie dolls. Let's make the dream a reality.
So this is a very nice thing that they're doing, yeah.
It's happening.
Very sweet, very wholesome.
And now
Just
we're
wait.
gonna have 140 Bowblax plushie dolls all around the office. Who knows what we're gonna do, but it's gonna be good. I know what I'm doing with mine. What do you do?
This is why I'm watching.
Why? What are you gonna do with it?
Oh,
I'm hanging it up in my room. Did it go through? So how much did I spend? $4,600 on Bowblax plushie.
Oh my god. 4,000.
So a very wholesome moment,
That
right?
was a great purchase.
4,000. Jesus. Holy
Send us the
shit.
receipt, would you? Let's
What
go to
the
the website and
fuck?
see if it updated. Yes! 201 sold. It's 100%
Wholesome. Nice
My
moment.
boy, Bowblax.
Ethan W, one might say.
Keemstar would never do this for you. In fact, I doubt he even has $5,000 laying around his broke ass.
So, Ethan randomly brings up, Keemstar would never do this for you. Now again, we know that these two middle-aged men have this ongoing beef for a long time. So, Ethan, in this wholesome moment, just randomly, this is not what my point is, by the way, but I'm just bringing this up because Keemstar then gets involved. Ethan brings up that basically he's, you know, a nice person because he's doing this and that Keemstar would never do this, even though Keemstar was never in the equation. Anyway.
And just remember, you're the man, bro. And I will let you speak. And I will talk about the allegations, which is that you're a totally cool dude.
So here's
what
how it's
Ethan
going.
did there?
So there we have Ethan going like, you're a really cool dude, blah, 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 blah. So from this point on is whenever it goes downhill on Ethan Klein's behalf. So we have, again, they spent $4,600 buying how many? 144 of these plush Bowblax little dolls so that it would reach the goal and the 50 people that were fans of Bowblax would get their order. Alright, okay, so now, at this stage, Bowblax was actually locked out of his Twitter account, and they actually are on the H3 podcast being like, has Bowblax responded? Like, has Bowblax thanked us? And, you know, is he, you know, geeking out on his Twitter? And Bowblax actually said that he wasn't able to tweet at this stage because he had made a follow-up joke to Ethan Klein's BOMBING thing, which was, I'm on my way to fulfill Ethan Klein's request, and it was his little plush with, as we're aware. So he was locked out of his Twitter account, so couldn't directly thank Ethan on Twitter, and Ethan was confused at this. But Bowblax did, in fact, tweet out on like his other, you know, social medias, like on his YouTube. He said, just as I finished editing a video where I make fun of Ethan, I find out that he bought 4,000 worth of my plushies to get it past the green light goal. I'm being paid off. JK, thanks Ethan so much. So that was on his YouTube community. Now, Bowblax also in a YouTube video at the end, thank you so much Ethan Klein for doing this, it means so much. So he also thanked him in a YouTube video. And then also, Bowblax commented on the H3 podcast episode that they included it and said, I can't react on Twitter because I got locked out for a week when I posted a picture of my plush in a BOMB. Basically following up your joke. But thank you so much for buying the plush. So Bowblax was thanking, and then Bowblax also went out of his way to DM AB and said, I couldn't DM you earlier because I was locked out of my Twitter for a week, but please tell Ethan I said thank you so much for buying the plushes. Then we have AB saying, no problem dude, I will let him know. And now here's where things just go literally BOMB. Here's where it goes like that. And here's where it takes a really weird turn where Ethan Klein takes a very nice, wholesome moment and turns it into, I did something nice and you will get down and lick my feet, basically. So, we have this video from Keemstar, where Keemstar talked on Twitter, basically because he was mentioned by Ethan in that original video. So, Keemstar, of course, gets involved on Twitter and says the following.
Let me get this straight, all right? My podcast, The Keemstar Show, has been exposing the H3 podcast. We've been exposing one of the hosts, Klein, also known as Ethan Klein, for multiple different things. I don't want to get into it. Or the other co-host, Stila Design, also known as Hila Klein, who her clothing brand allegedly has been stealing a lot of designs. And then, of course, we have Olivia, who's on the H3 podcast for doxing people
Olivia,
live.
my BFF.
And then we got AB, who's trying to get an old man fired. Multiple different things that we've been covering on the Keemstar Show. Salvo leaves the show. Salvo starts bullying Bowblax for not being able to sell his little plushie to his fans, only selling 50 units. So to get back at the Keemstar Show, Ethan decides to promote Bowblax's plushie, selling him extra 150 units.
Alright, so there we have Keemstar's response. And now also, Keemstar went on Edwin's live stream to kind of further discuss this. Now again, thank you so much. In Bowblax's video, he had compiled these clips perfectly. I thank you, Bowblax. But here we have it on Edwin's stream.
First of all, if this dude is trying to be, like, nice to Bowblax or whatever, which I don't understand the angle. Does anyone understand why? The only thing I can get at is, like, he's trying to, because Salvo was picking on Bowblax for not selling the merch.
Now, if you do not know, Salvo is a co-host on Keemstar's show, The Keemstar Show. And basically, Salvo was making fun of the fact that Bowblax was not reaching the goal. And Keemstar is saying that Ethan was getting back at Keemstar, you know, by basically reaching the goal, which then is like an FU to Keemstar's co-host Salvo. But from my take, it doesn't really seem like that, but it does just seem weird why Ethan would, like, do something nice and then be like, look, I did something nice, Keemstar would never. But this is not the problem, because Ethan takes back all of the nice, wholesome moment in a second. But anyway, here we go.
He's buying the merch to, like, get back at Salvo, and by getting back at Salvo is getting back at me. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I was explaining that theory also before, but we know that Ethan doesn't really preview the content that he's fed. So do you think that's all AB looking into everything, or?
I don't know. It's just weird. All I know is this, all right? I am going to buy twice as many plushies as Ethan, but I'm not going to sell them to my fans. I love my fans. I'm just going to give them to my fans. Like, what kind of scumbag is going to be like, oh, I'll mark this up and, like, fucking pay an up price to my fans on StockX? Like, what is that?
Yeah, he's going to sign Ethan and Gila. That's going to, you know, make it worth it, the up pricing.
Yeah, that's absolutely disgusting.
Yes, dude, Keem's gonna buy 3.
So there we have Bowblax celebrating that. Now, I also just want to... Okay, so stick with me. We have one last Keemstar clip, and then we're going to get to whenever Ethan just basically takes back everything that he had did. Like, the nice thing he had done. He basically takes it all back and basically starts shitting on Bowblax to his audience, and it just gets so messy. But anyway, Here we have
As a
Keemstar
joke,
discussing it on his
Bowblax was
podcast.
talking crap. I tweeted out, Bowblax hates Jews.
Why?
And apparently Ethan Klein was like, obviously my arch nemesis.
Y'all are both grown men.
Wanted to get back at me, so he bought 150 of Bowblax's plushies.
He couldn't have splurged for more? Just 150?
This is such an L
the
for
hell?
Ethan to be that pathetic.
144 Bowblax plushie dolls. Let's make that.
So anyway, they discussed that. Now, okay, so again, like I said, it all goes down the fucking drain from here. Let me promise you that. Alright, okay, so Augie RFC had tweeted out the following. So he was responding to a tweet that said, Ethan Klein from the H3H3 podcast says he's planning a mock of Jesus Christ on Christmas Day. Klein says, blah, 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 blah. Do you think Jesus should... So, this full tweet about whatever. And Augie RFC quotes it and says, Ethan Klein is trying to speed run the second Holocaust. And so that was the tweet. This is what we have here. And this is going to be a very important part because Bowblax had interacted with this tweet by liking it or retweeting it. It was one of the two. I think it was retweeting it. So Bowblax did not say anything in this tweet. I think he had just either liked the tweet or retweeted the tweet. Now, this was enough for Ethan Klein to basically tell his audience that Bowblax has been talking mad shit about Ethan Klein on social media. And that Bowblax is an ungrateful, little shit. And that he's just talking all of this shit. And he's a backstabber, and Ethan calls him basically his Judas, and he's being, completely serious here. So, Ethan is, randomly just, making up narratives here about Bowblax, and he actually refunds the entire thing of the plushes. So, the nice thing that he had done for the bit, but it was a nice thing, Ethan was only doing it because he just wanted Bowblax to basically, worship him. And, now, I like Ethan Klein, but that's exactly what this is here, and it's incredibly cringy. We're gonna get to the clip now, but it literally just comes across as, Ethan was trying to buy Bowblax. Because the second he deems that Bowblax isn't fulfilling the promise enough by engaging with a tweet that's negative about Ethan Klein, a tweet that's not, good about Ethan Klein, it's basically Bowblax on this vengeance of talking shit about Ethan Klein, and it's just really weird. It's really weird, and it's my take on this is Ethan shouldn't have even for the bit committed to it and bought all these and made such a big deal about, oh, I do this and Keemstar wouldn't and all like this, whenever your intentions were never really there. You really didn't give a shit, and it does just come across like you were just trying to buy the creator's love. And it's just really weird. And again, I do like Ethan Klein, but this just comes across as really fucking arrogant. But I'll let you decide. So here's what Ethan Klein had to say about it on his follow-up podcast. Alright, okay, here we get to it. So,
dude, those Bowblax plushies, man.
Now that's an investment.
Bobby's been talking kind of mad shit on
but
Twitter,
he hadn't.
And I'm like, bro, I will refund those plushies.
But
so
Bowblax
fast, it'll
wasn't.
make your head spin, bro. Thanks, Bobby. You sent me a really nice email and it was just... Yeah, no, it was super nice. He said he's always been a fan, and he said he's so sorry he's been hard on us.
Oh, that's
and that he apologized for all of his homies too, because I don't know, they kind of go hard, but he says they do it just for clout and it's not personal. So I thought that was really nice of him. So there it is. Bobby's a fan, and
so Bowblax, like we will see in a second, has later confirmed that apparently, allegedly, by Bowblax's stance, Ethan is lying about this, and Bowblax said he never sent such email that, says that his friends hate on Ethan for clout, and that he's been all like this long time, whatever. So Bowblax is saying that Ethan is straight up lying about this, but I'm not going to put the words in Bowblax's mouth. We are literally going to read his tweets in a second, so let's continue. So, alright, okay, we're going to get to the follow-up tweets that Bowblax had done. So he said, "It's so weird how Ethan is trying to mold this fictional persona around my name, saying stuff like I'm talking mad shit on Twitter and that I sent him emails saying sorry on behalf of me and my friends criticizing him, which is something that I promise never happened. He's now just continuing to make random shit up. He's trying to paint me as this crazy H3 hater that is coming to life and reforming. This is all just over-exaggerations for his show. I've just been documenting his feud with Keemstar on my YouTube channel in a neutral way with the occasional opinion. That's it. Ultimately, I don't mind too much about this fake version of me that he's now choosing to create for his show, but I did just want to address it here so that people that, you know, would get that Ethan is joking and that I'm not being held accountable for an email that I actually never sent." So now we have Bowblax saying that Ethan was lying about that as well, which is just really weird. And it's like, okay, we're gonna get to this final clip now where Ethan actually refunds all of it, but it does just come across like Ethan committed for the bit and then kind of regretted that he spent $4,600 on plushies that he doesn't need. And I don't blame him. But you did it. You publicly were then saying that you support Bowblax and all like this and whatever. And then it just seems that you were waiting for a get-out clause to refund everything and basically get your money back. That's what this comes across as to me. And I don't blame you. Who wants to spend $4,600 on a plush in general, or never mind 144 of them? But it's like, don't do it for the bit to try to come out as the nice guy, and then just like, it's very clear that you're just waiting for a get out. It's just really weird. Alright, so here we have the final clip from Ethan.
Says Ethan's trying to speedrun to the second Holocaust, which is
really, by Augie's tweet. Augie, not Bowblax.
Yeah, apparently violent anti-Semitism is my fault for a joke. And by the way, Bowblax liked this tweet. So...
Okay, so this goes against what even I said. Bowblax did not retweet it. Bowblax had liked it now, apparently, to Ethan. So Bowblax liking a tweet, and it's not a good tweet, but Bowblax liking a tweet has just... We'll watch and see. Do you know how easy it is to like a tweet by accident, by the way?
Bowblax, if you want to use biblical terms, is kind of pulling a Judas on me. Why did Bowblax call you a liar? Bowblax is the liar.
So, that's Ethan's response to Bowblax saying that Ethan's literally lying about this email and stuff, that trying to make Bowblax look like a bad guy. And Ethan's response to that is, Bowblax is the liar. Show us the email.
Never lie about Bowblax. Yeah, do you guys think I should refund the Bobly plushies? He's been such a douche, I swear to God. Been such a...
What? So, like, this is... So, Ethan is like, oh, he's such a douche like this because Bowblax liked a tweet. The tweet is not something that I personally would have liked or something that I would endorse in any way. I don't think it was a good tweet. I don't think it was a nice tweet or whatever like that. But just the oh my God, Ethan, like...
Ish. It was funny, but like, he makes it super annoying, dude. People are saying refund the plushies.
What did he do?
I don't believe he deserves the plushies.
What did he do?
You know, he's been a little shit about the whole thing. He's lied about everything. And now he's liking anti-Semitic...
He's lied about everything. From all I'm seeing, it's that Bowblax is saying that Ethan is lying about the email to try and make Bowblax look like an obsessed fan. But it's like, why is none of y'all showing the email? This is so weird. It's so weird.
Tweets. People are demanding a refund. Let's do it.
So now he's refunding.
For profit, yeah. But then he still gets paid. And it's, you know what I mean? Maybe, you know what would be funny? If we rip the design and then go hire like a private artist to make our own Bobly dolls so he doesn't get paid.
That's really not helping the argument against Teddy Fresh that we literally just heard Keemstar say a couple minutes ago. I don't know why he's saying this. And it's also just really unfunny. Like, oh, let's... Anyway.
Alright.
I mean, haha.
And none of his fans fucking get one, but we still have them. That's what the fuck we need to do. Dude, that's what we're doing. Holy shit.
It's just really weird.
We'll use the 4,500 to hire a artists to make our own.
So anyway, it's like really, really, really strange and really weird. Now, here's what happened in the end. So Ethan refunded, and Bowblax says like all like sales are final or whatever like that, so it wasn't even able, but apparently like the numbers went down and the threshold wasn't reached. So it was actually Salvo and Edwin who basically had done this live stream that was like raising money for the plushies to be made, and it was actually them in the end who had raised all this money, and I think Keemstar was involved in it too, ironically, in the end, that ended up getting the money for these dolls to be manufactured. So that is the conclusion of the story. I just think that all of this is really unnecessary, and it's like, Ethan, if you're going to commit to the bit, commit to the bit, and don't, like, your Bowblax is lying here. Like, so it's like, and it's over such an unnecessary thing to lie about, but like, it's not helping Ethan's case whenever he's openly saying that Bowblax is running his mouth, talking all this shit, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, the only real evidence I'm seeing of this, I may stand corrected, is Bowblax liking a tweet. So, I don't know. Let me know your opinion of it, muckers. It's really messy, and a lot of people have a very strong opinions on this online. So let me know. We'll talk about it below, and yeah, I'll see you in my next one. Bye.